We've been roaming the barren desert for days. All we need is a place to rest and restore our cores, but we just haven't had any luck. On the top of a cliff, we're greeted with civilization. We're saved! Today, based on aesthetics, atmosphere, activities, and the menu, we're ranking every saloon in Red Dead Redemption 2. Dutch just found out that you aren't subscribed and didn't like the video. You should change that before he finds you. Coming in last place, we have Armadillo Saloon in Armadillo. Unlike most of the other businesses in Armadillo, the saloon is unsurprisingly one of the last ones still open. However, that probably won't be for too much longer. The saloon is dilapidated and extremely filthy. I mean, the food must have been on these tables for years, considering the saloon doesn't even sell food anymore. The place is filled with corpses. I mean, they're still alive, but like, just look at them, man. The saloon just has extremely scary death vibes, and I just couldn't continue to ignore that, so I didn't stay for too much longer. Obviously, the cholera outbreak is running rampant in Armadillo, which is the cause for pretty much everything. This place definitely would have been much higher if it was in its heyday. Up next, we have Doyle's Tavern, located in Saint Denis. Doyle's Tavern is also referred to as the Rat Tavern, considering this place is definitely rat infected. There's a whole side mission where you have to kill all the rats inside. Now, onto the actual saloon. It's just absolutely dead. It didn't allow me to order any drinks from the bartender for some reason, and there wasn't even one single activity to do. If I could describe Doyle's Tavern in one word, it would be boring. This place just sucks, let's be for real. Just beating out Doyle's Tavern, we have to go to Valentine, but not for the saloon that you're thinking of. We're going to Keen's Saloon. Now, this place has always been known as a little brother saloon, and you'd think it would try its hardest to prove you wrong, but it just doesn't. I mean, the place is absolutely tiny, and even during what should be peak hours, it's empty. The only food that they serve is oatmeal, and they force you to sit on another man's lap to eat it. I mean, what is this place? And after that happened, things started to get creepy, and it was probably my consequences for talking down upon Keen's Saloon. Also, the only activity there was freaking 5-finger fish fillet, which in my opinion is easily the worst saloon game. And for all these reasons, that's why it's gotta come so low. Next up, we have the Old Light Saloon in Van Horn. This saloon also officially marks the first saloon I would actually consider good on our list and a place that you should check out. The Old Light Saloon may be extremely filthy and falling apart, but even in the middle of the day, it seems to be filled with people. Van Horn is the rough and tumble type town, and naturally that's also the same style as the Old Light Saloon. I encountered plenty of interactions during my time here, and thankfully they had a blackjack table, which is my favorite saloon activity. We also tried the Lamb's Heart, and let's just say it wasn't to John's liking. Lastly, I wanted to check out a spot a little outside of the saloon. Shout out to this guy who had the top comment in my Ranking Every Town video for his comment talking about how he comes to this partially destroyed building for its infinite liquor, but I definitely didn't expect there to be so much company. Anyway, after getting completely blackout, I realized that that is the true Van Horn experience. Honestly, it pains me to put this next one so low, but there's just so many good saloons in this game. So coming up next, we have the Tumbleweed Saloon in Tumbleweed. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted with music and activity, and just like Tumbleweed, it's an extremely welcoming vibe. It may not be the best taken care of saloon, but it sure has one of the best atmospheres. We head upstairs to try our hand at poker and lose all of our money in one round, unfortunately, which is maybe signaling something about the place, but I don't know. We also tried the roast beef, which was pretty good according to John. Overall, the Tumbleweed Saloon is a very friendly place and has many interesting characters, much like Tumbleweed in general. It's just a very underrated saloon. Coming in fourth place, we have the second saloon from Saint Denis, La Bastille. This saloon feels like it's really only for the rich people, which definitely was not a place where John belongs. And because of the fact that it's filled with extremely wealthy Saint Denisians, it's also extremely boring. I mean, there's literally not a single interesting personality in this place apart from the bartender. But maybe the food can make up for the atmosphere, and to be fair, it almost did, as that prime rib was quite extraordinary. I also played a couple rounds of poker to pass some time before heading upstairs, and upstairs was just a couple people standing around, as well as the bath and the room that you can buy. There also was a second story patio, which I found extremely nice. I didn't even know this place existed before. I do, however, wish that the NPCs would come out here from time to time because I was the only one up there, and for these reasons, La Bastille comes in at number 4. Breaking into our top 3, we have the Parlor House located in Rhodes. Even though the townsfolk of Rhodes may not be the best, they sure do know how to get a saloon going. I mean, visually, just like the rest of Rhodes, the parlor house is stunning both inside and out. It manages to keep a fancy look while also keeping its great atmosphere, which apparently is something hard to do. La Bastille. This place is just jam-packed with activity. I mean, I even got challenged to a duel, which I didn't even know could happen in Rhodes. Making our way back inside, we went straight for the fried catfish, and it was definitely worth its hefty price. Upstairs, we have some chill areas as well as a blackjack table, which is a huge plus. Overall, the parlor house may not excel at any certain trait, however, it does everything you'd want in a saloon very well, making it a valiant effort for 3rd place. And coming in 2nd place, we have the Blackwater Saloon in Blackwater. Truthfully, I probably have the least amount of time spent in this saloon out of any saloon in the entire game, so why so high? Firstly, the overall aesthetic combined with its layout is my favorite for sure. The atmosphere in here is brilliant, the music is constantly going and the folks are yapping it up to John. We head upstairs to pass some time, and of course they have a blackjack table, which like I said is my favorite since I actually know how to play it. After winning some money, we make our way to this thingy. It might be an early telephone or something, but I honestly have no clue, so if you do know, leave it down in the comments below because I'm curious. Following that, we go back downstairs to play some poker. That's right, this place has both, which is a huge plus. We also somehow won and just made another man rage quit, which honestly is pretty wholesome. Up next, it's time to try the food, and John went for the prairie chicken. It was good but a bit dry, but definitely didn't blow John away or anything. The Blackwater Saloon does everything you'd want, and goes above and beyond in most of the ways too, making it well deserving for a number 2 spot. And finally, the number 1 spot, what else but Smithfield Saloon, located in Valentine. I mean, when you think of saloons in Red Dead Redemption 2, this is instantly the one that you think of. I couldn't even walk in before having a random interaction with a drunk man challenging me to a shootout, but before we could even battle, he passed out.
Saves me the trouble, I guess.
We finally head inside, and honestly it can be a little overwhelming with the sheer amount of NPCs yapping about random stuff and having to choose which one you'd like to interact with first. Well, first things first, we're heading straight for the bar and trying out their lamb fry, which was decent, but it's not really the reason you're coming to Smithfield, let's be honest. We then headed over to the poker table where we weren't quite as lucky this time. You'll never guess what random activity is in here. I mean, if you've played the game, you definitely will guess it, but just pretend you've never played the game. What activity could this place possibly have? If you asked for a barber, then yeah, you'd be correct, which I think is just hilarious. John went up there asking for a low taper fade, but it must have got lost in translation as John ended up with the skinhead haircut, which is definitely controversial. We then headed upstairs to get some better views before finding this corner, which is interesting. If you know, you know. Honestly, even though it's meant to be a rough and tumble cowboy saloon, Smithfield still looks pretty nice and it is kept pretty clean. And all of these reasons are why it comes in the number 1 place. Do you agree with my list? What would you change, and what is your personal favorite saloon to visit in Red Dead Redemption 2? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It really means a lot for a small channel like mine. Thanks for watching. Bye!